5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Quarter 7. So we have the first one, which is Foxy Boxy.
I'm not gonna say too much on that. Honestly.
I'm not gonna say too much either. Basically, actually, it's not even called Foxy Boxy. It's called, what was it arc called? It was called
Foxy Pirates or something.
Like the arc's called Long Ring Long Land. That's the name of the arc.
It has its moments where it's funny and it's cool.
It's funny, but it's like,
but what we're talking about right now, I kind of
it's so what's saying goofy and everything. You think it's filler, but it's actually canon. So basically, Luffy and them. I'm just gonna give a quick synopsis and everything. Luffy and them get on an island. Everything's long on that island. They meet a old man who's been walking around for like 10 years on stilts because he can't get down. Then they finally get him down. And then they meet this pirate who's like, "I want to take over this."
You remember that? I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, like what's the name? Like he had the stilts and that like what's the name? They want to steal the old man's horse because like, hey man, it's a long horse. We can sell this and that. Luffy's like, no. And then that he's like, well, I challenge you to a duel. And you're like, wait, what the fuck's a duel? But they have a pirate duel, so they just play games and shit. Whoever wins gets to win members of the people's crew. Whoever loses people of the crew. And that they go back and forth. They go back and forth and everything. At the end, it's the final round. He had Chopper and Robin on his crew. But what's the name of Luffy and them are in a boxing fight. He uses his devil fruit, which allows him to slow down like his opponent's movement. But Luffy gets around that shit, and that Luffy beats him. He gets Robin
they
Chopper
go
back
through a series of like different like
games
things though.
And it's like it's like a good. I remember it was the reason 6-episode arc.
The only reason they really actually did this was because apparently you're not supposed to turn down like a pirate challenge like this. So that's why they really did it. And Luffy, everybody knows how Luffy is. Luffy don't.
I mean, well, he don't back down from a challenge, except for one time. But that's it. That's later on. Sabaody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So what's they basically they beat the guy and everything, get Robert and Chopper back on the group, release the rest of his crew free and everything. That the old guy, his grandson shows up on the island at the same time. They wrap up the arc and then boom, 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 bam, we're done. So that's quick as that. We don't need to go back to that.
I'm cool with that.
We don't need to go over that. We get to Order 7. Order 7, you see it's right here. It's a beautiful place. I mean, it's just like the way it looks like.
Let's start with Aokiji, my guy.
Oh yeah, my bad. So at the end, my bad. At the end of this arc here, that's the only part I'll say that is good in this arc. At the end, they see a guy on they go on an island near the place where they were just at. They see a guy just what's the name? They thought they saw a guy on a water just biking and shit.
Right in the that's crazy.
And he was like, wait, is a nigga biking on the ocean? Never seen that before. But then after that,
man with an afro too. Not only that,
yeah. Like what's say? Like my thing is that like he pulls up on the island. It's like some people that they're stranded. That they've been stranded there for a while. And they're just trying to get back to where they were because like their ship closed down and everything. So hey man, I can help out with that. How you gonna help out? Nigga literally steps up. It's like, man, we can't sail Sea Kings and all the other stuff in the water. We can't do anything. Man gets up, walks all the way over there, freezes the ocean itself, freezes the ocean itself for miles to see. He's like, yeah, you can go all the way. I froze all the way to that direction. There, you straight. You can go ahead and walk over there. Oh, thank you so much. And they're like,
he said y'all should get across quick. It should be frozen for about a week or so. And I'm just saying, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
He did that in such a short. It was probably like 2 seconds, bro. He did it, bro.
Yeah, in 2 seconds he did that, and that it wasn't like, and you saw like how he did it. He didn't. You showed it was like it wasn't any effort, anything. It was just him flexing that shit. Bro, and then to that, like
dipped his finger, bro.
He dipped his finger, and that did that joint. And then after that, like what's the name? He's sitting there like, hey. So, like, we sitting there, oh, damn, he's strong as fuck. He's a Navy admiral, so this is the strength of an admiral. This is the first time we see an admiral on the thing, and this is how you know the niggas ain't nobody to fuck with. But there's one person on the crew who's actually like you see in her face, she's shook to see this man, and that's Nico Robin.
Because the thing is, he's super tall. Apparently, he was sleeping when they actually bumped into him, and they woke him up. Yeah. And when he woke up, he had like his little he had his little eye covers up, and he looks over. He's just like, he looks at them, and then like Robin, like Kenny said, she is shook. Then Nami is just like, Robin, you're good? You're shaking. You good?
You always cool as a cucumber and everything, and that he pulls up.
Then they turn back to Cuz Aokiji the Admiral, and they're just like, oh nah. And Luffy wants to fight the man.
I mean, well, he doesn't want to fight him yet because first, like he's like, I was tasked to get Nico Robin, but I might do it later. I don't really know. And I like his voice too. And that he was just really chilling all the day. I like his anime voice in the sub. I love because that's Dio and bro. Whenever Dio's voice actor does another voice actor besides that, all I hear is fucking Dio Brando, and it was just like, hey, what's up with you? I was like, hey,
I did like his voice in that joint. He was just like, oh, it's Nico Robin. Yeah. Well, it'll be frozen by a week so when we can keep on going. I'm like,
yeah, oh. I mean his voice in the dub is dope too and everything. It's chill. And that like he does it, then he's like, yeah. Then he really gets up, is like, yeah, so Shardy, yeah, you had to come. And he freezes Shardy in instant. And then like what's the name? Literally, it's like Luffy's like, nah, you gotta get away. And that he's punching and everything. My thing is he's blocking the punches with ice and all that other stuff. And that like they get Robin back to it's like get away. He tells everybody to get away. I'ma handle it and everything. And he throws another punch, and that comes back like he dodges it, and he just freezes Luffy right there. He's like, I should take care of you all right now, but
he freezes Luffy's arm. Yeah, that's what I remember. But
he freezes Luffy's arm. No, he frozen solid.
All of Luffy, I don't remember that. I thought he just froze his arm.
He froze his arm, then he froze Luffy solid. Like he froze Luffy. All of his body, he froze him solid and everything. And he was like, I should, take care of you. But for what y'all did for Crocodile back in the day, I'm gonna let y'all go. But
not only that,
and then he was talking to Luffy's frozen body. He was like, but as far as Nico Robin, watch out for that one. She's nothing but trouble and everything. She will bring turmoil to y'all group and all that. And then they bring, because they have Robin back in the ship, like Chopper and them are just trying to like unthaw her as far as just putting hot water and everything and all that. And like Zoro and Sanji come back and see Luffy frozen and try to attack him and shit. And he freezes part of them and all that. He's like, hey, y'all better get off now and all that, but just watch out for Nico Robin. And that he just steps off on his bike while they sitting there. Is like Chopper's like, okay, y'all get in the ocean. I'm worried about Luffy and because they fully frozen. Y'all just get in the ocean and let the water get y'all right and everything. But yeah,
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, and that's the end of long line before we get
that semi. It's semi kind of long ring.
Yeah, but, like that's semi. That's then we get to Water 7.
So we pull up to Water 7, man. This is basically the city of Venice. Here we go,
Yeah.
And this is again the artistry and architecture of like the city, beautiful. So they pull up to Water 7, trying to make some repairs to the ship. They got a bunch of gold on them.
Yeah.
So they go to the shipwrights yard and everything. They meet up with them. They meet Iceberg. They meet the other long-nosed dude that they called Usopp. They meet Lucci.
They meet Lucci. They meet the other guy, the giraffe nigga.
Long nose.
Yeah, like before he comes to draft nigga, but they meet him and everything. Basically, he like that's still the part that was like dope, but like weird to me. Like, remember he would just jump out like, oh, we call him the eagle of the of Scott, of Water Island and everything.
Yeah, so
the nigga would just jump up and fly.
He was jumping from building to building. Hey, bro, I know we're not supposed to get ahead of ourselves, but You remember when they came back and you saw how dripped up they were inside of them?
You know what I'm saying? CP, like, I give CP9 credit. They got some
Bro,
threads.
they weren't even CP9 anymore. They were CP0 then. They
Oh, you talking about later?
dripped.
Oh, you talking about later? Oh no.
You remember when they came back and they were dripped up, and I was just like,
yes, sir.
But anyways, let me.
I remember that.
I had to bring
like
that
you
up,
understand, like what's saying they drip stepped up a whole nother level and everything. Like my man Lucia, he's like, hey man, I'm bagging this bitch. What you know about nigga? I'm bagging this bitch.
He may have got whooped and everything, but that boy came back dripped up and everything with the celestial dragons and all white attire.
All white
boy.
Like, hey man, we ain't know
how you get promoted when you got your ass whooped, man?
I mean, hey, they must. I mean, hey, bro, they must respect that man gangster or something. But anyways, like, yeah, they get over there in Water 7 and everything. They had all that money, and then the shipwrights tell them, hey, like, we can't fix your ship, my nigga. Like, what's in this bitch been too much? And I'm like, I can see they did go up a fucking knockup stream and everything. I think that's not good for your ship. And then roll that motherfucker down, been through some things. Also, this is the first time we see a train. Like what's saying when they first get to Water 7, they see a train, and that's like the water train.
Water train.
And I was like, wait. I understand like they got land, you have trains on the railroads, but a water train? I ain't never seen this. And I was like, okay, this dope as fuck. And this is fire, bro. This is fire. It's fire. So like what's saying that happens and everything, and that they're exploring the town while they like trying to get stuff for the ship. And then like we just hear a person walk by Robin. He's like
CP9.
And then after that, like what's the day? You see her shook, and that like what's saying we don't see her for like a little bit, and then like we get back, like we see like Usopp and Nami and like all of them. They had the money in the suitcases and everything. Then the suitcases is gone, and they get the suitcases back, and then the suitcases is empty and shit. And then they go over there, and then what's the name? Usopp finds who has the suitcase. It's the Frankie family, and then them niggas just beat the fuck out of that man. I mean, they
jumped him, bro. He was bleeding and everything. Like, I was just like, bro, like, was that even necessary?
Like they sit here, they fight back, nigga. That mean they fight back, nigga. That like you know the fight back mean like fight back, nigga. They did that shit to Usopp and everything. So that man was on a joint, and then at that you see Zoro, Sanji, Luffy. Was Chopper with him or not?
Chopper was with them.
Yeah, Chopper was with them. That like literally they saw this like Zoro. Like no, they said Usopp who did this with. It's like it was. They took the money, and you see the man like
he was laying outside the Frankie family's house. He was
laying outside of it, and they went in the joint and tore the place down, beat everybody like they stole something. Because it's like, nah, bro. It's like, bro, we ain't got the money no more. We can't do anything for you. Nah, bro, this ain't about the money. This is about respect. And they beat that man.
Because they said I think Frankie took the money and he went and got dripped up with the money.
Yeah, I mean, like what's saying the front. Well, he ain't spent all money on.
I don't know where the money actually went to though.
No, it went to the ship.
Yeah,
it went to the Thousand Sunny. It's like because like what's saying basically he was talking about later on. It's like, oh, I spent the money on the bit what's on the parts to build my dream ship, and I want y'all to have it. And it's like, well, it all technically paid out because like he's like, well, technically all that, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So again, what's the name of like this is the first time we meet Frankie and everything and all that, but yeah, like what's saying that shit happens and everything. They beat the fuck out of Frankie family and everything, and that like what's saying. I mean, they tell them they spread the news to the rest of this crew that hey, shipwright said ship can't be repaired. Luke's like, oh, fuck it, let's get a new ship. Usopp's like, no, this is our shit. This is Going Merry. Because my thing is, they got the Going Merry at his place and everything. It was built and all that there, and like it was all attachment. That like Luffy's like, bruh, we can't. They said it can't be repaired. We need a new ship. But you how you living up on it? You can't take it. We gonna do whatever. And that was like, it came to a point because for me, I'm like, first of all, Luffy's the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do what he want to say, then get the fuck off. And then
this is what I don't like right here is I understand Usopp wanted to stand up for this, right? But this is where this meeting was really amazing. First of all, they were all in
they were all inside the brig.
They were all inside the brig.
Yeah.
Which is like rare when first of all, the animation changed. You can see the animation change in this one. It was really serious. There was no music playing or anything like that. and they were just like, we have to. And that part where it got really serious to the point where Sanji kicked Luffy in the face into a barrel.
He pushed both of them back in there because like what's saying he was all up in what's his face and that day he's like, bruh, I told you no. And that day they were like what's saying squabbling back and forth. And that day he pushed them off. And that day like what's saying Sanji kicked both of them away. He's like, hey, stop that shit now. Before y'all do something y'all ain't supposed to do. It's like, hey man.
He mostly kicked Luffy though.
He mostly kicked Luffy because my thing is like what's saying was still hurt. Like my thing is Usopp's. First off, you picking a fight with your captain. That's the first thing. Second of all, you picking a fight after you just got the brakes beat off your behind. You ain't even fully recovered yet. And you still want to be out here, yeah. Against the
Not
Negro.
only that, but you want to pick a fighter right after you got your ass
against the Negro, you know damn well, even at 100% health, you are not beating any way, shape, or form. Whatever tricks you pull out. So he's like, nah, Luffy, well, meet me here and we're going to settle this. What's like Mona and everything. If you do that and all that and everything, we'll do it this way. If not, I'll leave the crew. Not that it's like, what's the name? Literally, like they get there and then he's like, you shouldn't beat me, Luffy. I got 10,000 people here. And then it's like Sanji was saying Usopp was capped. It's like, shut up, Usopp.
I don't know why he did that, man.
I had 10,000 people.
I have 10,000 soldiers on my side. And then Luffy was just like, you fool. You knew you couldn't win.
And that like what's saying literally, so they go there and that like he starts throwing all these little tricks and things to get Luffy off, like throwing little tacks and
the
gas bomb and
like
impact dials and this
everything,
and that,
bro.
and then until Luffy's like, dang, and then knocks him down, and it's a sad moment because like what's the name? Like you can have them there, we done. And that is like, yeah, Usopp ain't a part of the crew no more. And that like you see them both crying, like you see Luffy had the hat down crying, you see Usopp on the ground crying, you see everybody else is just a really sad moment and that everything. And after that, so that's what happens there. On the other side of the island, Iceberg, who's the head of the island and everything,
runs up on that man.
Somebody just runs up and he's like, hey, yo, like what's name? He thought he was dead, but it wasn't dead. It was this assassination attempt. It was just a person in the mask, but he did clearly see another person there that he's seen before. It's like, it was Nico Robin.
It was Nico Robin. So they automatically assumed that it was the Straw Hats. Right. So the next morning is so dope because everybody's chilling on top of like the buildings and everything. You just hear wind blowing and everything. Sanji comes out and he's reading the papers and he's just like, yeah, they said that
Robin did it,
this, that, and third. And then they try to sneak in and see Iceberg again and everything, and he's not having that.
I mean, what's saying? Luffy's trying to get over there, like they're telling him not to do it and everything. Luffy gets over there, and then they finally meet Iceberg, and Iceberg's like, "Oh, Straw Hats, I wanted to meet you with you because, like, what's that? I wanted to confirm what happened." And that's like, is she part of like, no, she's part of our squad, but like, we ain't know about this. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Nico Robin's always been a trouble individual since I saw stuff about her and everything back in the day. And then lo and behold, we see some people in the mask moving around and everything. And then they take off the mask. It's CP9. And CP9 has been niggas you've been seeing this whole damn time.
He's part of Iceberg's people the whole time.
Yeah, bro. It was Lucci. It was the long nose nigga. It was the barkeep. It was the lady who was his damn secretary.
And it was the dude from, you already mentioned the bartender, a blue.
Yeah, that was the bartender and everything. Like it was literally all of the people who've been here for years, who've been like part of the town that people thought like, oh, they're upstanding individuals. They always
that's some serious undercover, bro.
That's some serious undercover, and they all stay here like we're CP9 and everything. That like they show all their abilities, which like they can do little like air kicking joint. They can do the finger death
shave. They can do. This is basically like the first really introduction to like hockey, armament hockey and everything. They called it Iron Body and everything.
Iron Body.
Shave, which was the moonwalk and everything. They just have their different terminology for it, but that's what it really is.
I mean,
and, it's funny because what they're really after is because one, Iceberg and basically his family that he grew up with, Tom, who was a fishman,
Yeah, he was a
basically
fish man
raised
and
him.
everything. He was the guy who built ships and everything.
Yeah,
And
they were shipwrights.
he raised Iceberg and Frankie and everything, taught them how to build ships, all the different things. It was dope as hell.
Yep.
And that like Frankie built a ship one day. He's like, hey man, I don't want to ever build ships again. He's like, don't ever say that. Ships are great, and you are great too because you made it. The people who sell it are the bad people and everything and all that. I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that and everything. And so like we get a backstory between him and Frankie and everything, and that you the what's name guy, I forget like who's Iceberg right hand, the nigga who used ropes.
I don't remember his name. That's so crazy.
Like he was a blonde nigga.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He would have the knives over the ropes and everything.
Yeah, like what's name, he could use ropes and everything, but basically they like what's name, he's like
he was just not on par with those other boys.
He wasn't on par, but he was like, bro, how could you do this? You were my friend. I trusted you. How could you do this? And then he was just all sad and shit. And after that, like,
when he found out it was them, I want to talk about that night first of all. The coup that they set that night was so fire. They had guards everywhere around the place. It was dead at night. It was silent. There was no music playing at all. These boys pulled up in masks and everything. First of all, some people, there were some people who didn't even, because it was his own people, they framed that they had gotten killed and everything. Yeah. So you just saw their bodies, but you never saw their face. So you saw them pull up and everything. It was the most silent kill, silent reveal ever. It was that double agent.
Like, and my thing is, you didn't know it was Lucci until like what's saying, because you knew it was like he took the mask. I was like, oh, it's him. And you see the pigeon laying back on his shoulder and shit. It's like,
the crazy thing was, it was so, the dead silence had me, bro, because it was just the double agent at night really showed their colors, bro. And they all came. What happened was Lucci was standing in like the room with them, and he was like, what's his face? Luffy pulled up.
Luffy was there and everything. That's what like Robin was there. Robin was there and everything. He was like, hey, like Robin's like, no, I have to leave and everything. Robin, no, come back. And it's like, no, I have to leave. What's the name? Goodbye. This is goodbye forever. I'm leaving your crew. And that she steps out the window and everything and all that other stuff. And then after that, like we see like, because Iceberg, they already shot that man a couple of times. Then they on the ground just trying to stay on. He's like, bro, you bastards and shit.
These guys are using finger pistols. They don't even use guns. The whole time we thought they were shooting folks. The whole time they were using their plain finger and poking them. That's how
poking holes through Negroes and everything. They beat what's name all that. They stepped off because like what's name they beat like everything. They beat Luffy and Zoro, and after they stepped off, and after they blew up the building. But what's name they get out because Chopper what's name no they knocked Luffy out of there. He's in a crevice somewhere. I remember that.
He's in the crack of two buildings.
And then they knocked Zoro into a fucking chimney.
And literally, I remember them saying,
yeah.
Nami pulls up and they're just like, what are you doing? Robin's gone, bro. And he's just like, Robin's gone? What are you talking about? You know, this and that. And, bro, the way Oda sets things up, bro.
Yeah.
So they had to literally, to get a ship working and everything, they had to go through the storm. They had to fight the storm that was about to hit it was called Big Something. It was called Big Muna, Big Something that was about to hit the city itself. And they say it comes once every year.
And it's like, and the thing about it is like, because the water, like it's called Water 7 because like it's like water coming in the joint. But the thing is, that joint all the time keeps stacking up more and more and more and more and more with the water. As far as it keeps like every time a flood comes in, it keeps stacking to another level that it's like, wait, what are we about to do here and everything and all that.
Exactly.
And it's just like, so they get out of that and everything. Iceberg tells them, hey, it wasn't the Straw Hats. They didn't kill me, but they don't reveal who it really is. Cause like they ain't trying to like kill morale and shit. But they get everybody back together and everything. And then like that late, like they also meet a lady and everything. I think her name is Coco or Momo or something like that. But basically, you know what I'm talking about, the green hair lady who turns out to be a mermaid.
What's her name? I know what you're talking about.
I think it's Coco.
Not Coco. It's Lady Crackle,
yeah, something like that. But yeah,
Coca something like that.
Like what's name? She turns out to be a mermaid and everything and all that. But like she had another train because like what's name? CP9 had commandeered the original train to take Robin and because they also had kidnapped Frankie and Usopp because they're both funny enough for some reason like because like what's name at the end of this and everything they find out that Iceberg doesn't have the plans. It was given to Frankie, who was going underneath a Frank name, which was like Cullen or some shit like that. That was a dead name.
Oh yeah, it was Cuddy Flame.
Cuddy
Flam.
He was going underneath. He was going underneath that.
That was actually a pretty fire name. I was like, that's pretty fire.
Cuddy Flan and everything. Yeah. And like what had happened was that Usopp was still trying to repair the Sunny and everything, and then Frankie sees him for some reason that they bond and laugh and joke, even though his people just beat the fuck out of him earlier.
I don't even remember how they met. Okay, because
like what's name had just got parts for the Sunny and everything.
He just picked up some the Going Merry.
Going Merry.
Just picked up. I know, bro. I do it too now.
Yeah.
He had just picked up some wood and everything, still being a little goofy in the head, trying to pick up some wood and everything. And Frankie catches him and he brings him back and everything. He brings him back into his place like it's nothing. First of all, they were under the ground and everything, and they were shooting the shit, really.
Yeah, they were shooting the shit. Like,
he's like, yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do it, bro. And I'm just like, you whooped him, bro.
I mean, I feel like my thing is, it was like your people beat the fuck out this man, and it's not even cool. Like you just gonna be sitting here, yeah, we kicking it now, and then literally that happens. So what's name? CP9 breaks in the joint. And then it's like, y'all come with us, take some by hostage, and after that, he's like, then what's in the long nose dude who turns the draft? He's like, yeah, I told you this ship ain't gonna make it, and then lets the ship go. He's like, no, Mary, no. So,
and then I just want to quickly explain Frankie real quick. So, yeah, he got ran over. Did you already say that? He got ran over a train and all that?
Yeah, Frankie got ran over by a train and everything. And also on top of that, like what's him like he became a cyborg and everything as far as that.
And apparently he washed up on the sea and rebuilt himself back up. It's pretty crazy, but hey, the boy should be dead. But he basically rebuilds the front of his body, but everything behind his body, like his back all the way down, he can feel everything there, but in front everything is made of steel and iron and all that. He's a cyborg.
Yep.
And he replaced what he could and did what he could.
Yep. And that's when that's what happens there. And then after that, that's the end of Water 7. Like then we get into Eni's lobby. So Eni's lobby.
Hold on, hey bro, let's talk about that train ride. Let's talk about the train ride.
I feel like that's part of Eni's lobby.
You think that's part of Eni's lobby?
Yeah, like what's like it's like a bridge between it, but I feel like that's the start of Eni's lobby because like it ends on like a sour note and everything. Like they just get through all the other stuff and everything. They hop on the train and everything. Yeah. But then when they get on the train to get it going and everything, I feel like that's the start of Eni's lobby and everything. And it's like, hey man, we really about to be in this shit. So basically, the crew hasn't been together for a little bit. It's Robin's with CP9. Sanji's going to look after Robin. And at this, like, yeah, I'm gonna go. What's name? He hopped on the ship with CP9 and everything to get over there and everything. And then after that, Usopp's going by Sniper King because to save face and everything.
Tell him about the song.
I'm the king. I'm from Sniper King. I'm from Sniper Island. And then, like, my thing is Luffy and Chopper, children, and just like, hey, we don't know that it's Usopp, even though everybody else clearly says, why the fuck is Usopp wearing a mask? But anyways, they hop on a train.
Everybody knows it's Usopp except for Luffy
and Chopper.
And it's just like, come on.
And it was, he knows later on, like when like they're fighting and everything during the and that the mask comes off, and he's like he sees Usopp there. But they get they're on the train and everything. So they fire up Coco, like she says she has another train, and like it was the OG train and everything. They fire it up and it's like trying to get up in there and everything. So it's all of them on the train.
And they're basically catching up to the other train that has Robin in it.
Yep.
Man.
So what's the name? And that other train that has Robin in it. So Sanji's on that train and everything. He just going cart by cart, running through these Navy niggas like it ain't shit.
Through them, bro.
Like he ain't shit. Like, and it was just cold. Like it's not even like he doing this. Like he just open the door, walk in the bitch, and that runs the fade, separates the little thing from the thing, all that, moves on to the next train and everything. And he gets to the what's in the cart where Frankie and Usopp are. So he gets to that train and everything, frees him up and everything, and that thing's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna be like, what's him up? Well, this is when Sniper King is born and everything, because like what's him? He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not part of your crew anymore. And he walks back again. Yeah, I'm Sniper King now. I'm like,
oh yeah.
And then Sanji's like, nigga, I know it's you. Did you think that? Like, literally, Sanji's
Did you
just
think
like,
I didn't see you?
You think that? It's just like the cat where he's like, nigga, did you know that I can see you? I was like, bruh. And then like they get over there, he sneaks into Robin's train, and at that he's like, what's name, right? Like he's sitting there, I'm gonna get you free, my madam, and everything's like, Long Nose, why are you here? Like she even knows it's him and everything. Oh, I'm Sniper King. It was like, what's the name? So like the Navy guys like, hey, I smell something different here and everything and all that. And then like they're trying to get free and everything. It's Frankie fights one of the dudes on top of the ship and everything, and that is first is reserved to this, let's say, laying on his back because his back is his only weak point and everything. And then after that, he beats the guy by turning into a little like a centaur and shit. And then after that, they get to Robin's thing, and it's like, oh yeah, Robin, come on with us and everything. They hop on a different train that they separated and everything until Bluendo was like, fuck y'all think y'all going? Opens the door, walks through the bitch, say, Rob, come on, bring your ass back. Come on with it. Come on. And she comes back with it and everything that they beat. Like Sanji's like, Sanji, and then she's like, Robin, we're gonna come back for you. No, please stop. I don't want you guys to die. And at that, like what's saying, basically, I mean, they learned about this in the end of what's saying War of 7, is that basically Robin was famous from an island called O'Hara, and O'Hara used to be a flourishing place full of archaeologists, really smart individuals, and everything. Until
I love how her mother looked exactly like her. Except the only difference
with the hair. The hair was white and everything. Her mother was really smart and everything. And she grew up with a giant named Saul. So like they were really great people. They looked after and everything until boom, Buster Call. And you might wonder, what the fuck is a Buster Call? Buster Call is basically when you call in the force of the Navy. And we talk about not just one Navy ship. We're talking about 5 Vice Admiral Navy ships and everything coming in to give a full on force. And it's not, and the thing is, we're not saying, oh, we're going to blow up one specific area. No. We're talking taking
this island off of the map. And that is exactly what it's set to do. The Buster Call is designed to make sure that when the button is pressed, that this island is supposed to be erased from the maps, every map that is made, and you're not supposed to talk about it again.
Ever again. Like, so, it's not like, oh, we're just going to destroy. Like, it's not even destroying. Like, think about this. You think about nukes and bombs and shit, like how they flatten areas. Imagine you nuke a place so much that it's no longer there. Yeah, it's not like, oh, we're not going to discuss about it. We're talking about we're nuking it till it's gone. And nothing there.
Also take into let's also put into consideration that Nico Robin was only 8 years old when she experienced this. Yeah. She still didn't even know that her mother was live, and she still actually didn't even know that what's her face, that the archaeologist that was working there was her mom until like
until like the last second,
till like the last minute, which was I guess because you're not supposed to know certain things. You're not supposed to know anything about the poneglyphs, which her mom knew about.
Yep.
So, and she wasn't supposed to know about the poneglyphs, but she knew about it though. That was what was really dangerous about her.
Yeah.
From the very beginning with Crocodile and all that. You're not supposed to know a certain part of history or redo certain research. Mm-hmm. And like Nico Robin always says, there is a span of time in history that is missing, 100 years that is missing from the history of time. And that has yet to be explained. And that is what she's truly searching for. But the Buster Call was the one that eradicated her whole
home place gone. Like it's not there. Like it's not like oh, like the land's still there. That whole island is gone, and that's just still like the craziest aspect to me. I was like, bro, that's like damn near the wrath of God, like but man made. But like,
and it's sad though. That's the saddest thing. This
like
is a man-made thing, but you guys make a judgment like that.
That a judgment.
Someone said like somewhere like an island like the Caribbeans, like they're like, oh, y'all are doing something y'all shouldn't be doing there. Let's wipe the Caribbeans off.
Like literally, imagine like you sit here like the Caribbean, like imagine like fucking Japan or some shit like that. Imagine basically for analogy, imagine World War II. Like we bombed 2 cities. That was devastating enough. They're still not even recovering from. They're still recovering from that to this day, even though it's been damn near 100 years from then.
They sent a whole fleet.
Imagine if we had said no. Pearl Harbor was too bad. Let's take this shit to another level. And they continued that shit. That's what basically a real life Buster call would have been. If we did that shit, that would have been. I mean, it's a nuclear bombs are already far enough. To do to that level is crazy enough. But like, what's my thing is, as an 8-year-old, she was traumatized by that shit and everything. And also, she was getting away. Saul was trying to help her get away, and then Aokiji froze him and everything. And she luckily got away and everything. And that's the trauma she's trying to avoid, because what would happen is that they would call the Buster call on the island that the Straw Hats are on to kill them all and everything, and also send the force after them and everything to make sure they're destroyed. And it's like she really cares about her. Like she bonded with them after all this time. She loves these guys. Like usually she just been dipping and dodging her whole life.
And the thing is, the guy who authorized this, his father, Spandam Senior, director Spandam, who was actually Spandam himself, who was coming to the island of the place of Water 7 to interrogate Tom for a certain blueprint that he wanted and everything, and like they're asking for this and that and everything. We're still visiting the island and everything, and we're trying to get like this certain thing from him, and Tom kept saying no. So that's basically where it leads us to the part where we are at
Innie's lobby.
Let's talk about this train ride there.
We're talking about like we're at the part where Blueno had like opened the door and shit. That's like the craziest part. Like literally the man opened
the door fruit.
The door fruit, like literally any place, anywhere. And we're not talking about like just a wall or whatever. The actual air itself, he can open, and he did it. He opened like because the journey was separated, Sanji separated. We think, okay, then clear. We ain't gotta worry about these niggas. Nigga opened the door and said, come on, bring your ass back over here. Come on, going back to where you were. And she walks back and everything. I'm saying, sorry, I need to protect you guys and everything. And then she, like, that happens, and Sanji's like, no, mommy. And then meanwhile, we have Luffy and them, they're catching up. And all the trains that, all the places that, all the little trains that Sanji, disconnected, Zoro making short work of them niggas. Like, he's in there every time there's a little train on the track. Zoro's literally, Luffy jumps up, hops in the train, looks in. Let me see, Sanji, Robin here, nobody here. Hey, Zoro, it's all cool.
And let me just
go ahead.
So, first of all, there is a swordman captain on this ship as well, and he was not going to let this other the ship that Luffy and Zoro were on, and Zoro saw him and he cut that boy down to size.
Yes, sir.
Now the next thing we see, and I just want to say that Zoro is a goated character forever, man. There is a serious wave that is about to hit this ship. Everybody on the ship is cowering. They're in fear. They're in like, what are we gonna do? This ship is not gonna hold on the tracks.
Only people not shook is Zoro and Luffy, and
Luffy is literally just like laughing. He's like, Zoro, it's in the way. No, hold on. Let me stop. There was a big ship in the way that was just like, it was half of the other ship, and Zoro was just like, it's in the way. Cut it. Zoro goes out there.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay. Bro, I wish we could add in like a clip here to just like show what happened. He goes out there. Everything stops. Space, time, the universe, whatever you want to call it. This man goes into like his inner psyche or whatever. And he cuts that joint, bro. He cuts a steel ship right in half, all the way down the middle, and slices both of them.
Yeah, man.
Now, the next thing that these two do together, though, is when a huge wave is happening. A huge wave is about to literally knock him off,
capsize and everything.
Capsize, and then both Luffy and Zoro go up on top of the ship, and Zoro pulls out his swords, and Luffy pulls out the bazooka.
Mm-hmm.
And they knock like the biggest opening right through the wave.
Yep, just when we get through.
And it's like the biggest flash of light you ever see and everything. And then everybody is just like, they proceed, man.
Heck, man.
Those two parts, man. And mostly Zoro, man.
Heck, man. Zoro, like what's name? Zoro, this part was just flexing. It was tough as fuck to see. And then after they finally get to Indy's lobby and everything, and what happens is like when they're traveling in his lobby, it's like what's the name of them get there first, but like it's like the main cast, it's the Frankie family and also the ship, like what's in their shipwrights and everything. The Frankie family and the shipwrights get there a little quicker and everything, and they burst through stuff and all that and everything, and then they figure a way. So like Luffy sees it from there, the slingshots himself through the bitch and everything. It's just coming through. Yeah. He just slings through to start causing trouble, running through Navy niggas. Wait, is Robin here? Where Robin at? Robin! And then literally just running through Navy niggas, while everybody else is like on their way. The Stranky family gets there, they're fighting some people and everything. They're doing decent up so far that they get to a part where they find these two giants and everything. And at first, like, oh, they're losing and everything. That they turn around, boom, they get one down. It's like, okay, we gotta fight this other one. We're getting down. And at that, like, oh fuck. They get to another part, get caught up by some different level, like some dog niggas from the Navy or whatever. We had like dog pets or some shit like that. But anyway,
I know what you're talking
about. I forget what they are, but anyways, they're fighting them and everything. And then one of the other giant gets back up. He's like, hey, don't play with me. That luckily enough, Cocoa gets like a little ramp off of like the gate and everything, and it flies the ship. It lands right into the second giant's head, knocks him out, and that the rest of the squad's there in his lobby, and then they're fighting their way through, and everything, and that like boom, 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 they get their way through, and then they get all the way there, and then we get what's the name, like Luffy's the first one there because like I said, that nigga slingshot his way in, and then we get to the part where we get Luke, like for like what's the name, well before we get there, we get the introduction to the full CP9, like we get like what's the name, we see Lucci and his squad walk back in. We see they dripped up and like in all black. Them niggas looking like you sitting there. I'm sitting here,
and it's so crazy cool. Because they got all the CP9 line. So now, if we look at the third picture on here, we have each of the straw hats lined up right here on a building right there.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at the opposite direction in the episode. You see all the CP9 lined up, dripped up, and everything, all black.
And this is right after the what's the name fight too, the Blueno fight.
Was this right after the Blueno fight?
Yeah, because like what's the name, they had like less people to like that make the numbers match up.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like, they were dripped up because they were talking to Spandam, and Spandam's like, yeah, because Spandam was like technically the nigga in charge, even though they don't respect that nigga like that. But what's the name? He was like, hey. We got him all that, like, oh, it's been a while since we've seen you and everything. And that like, you had that one fat dude who's like, pa, 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 Jasha, pa, pa, pa. And that he's like, oh, let me gauge all your power levels. He's like, let me gauge all your power levels. He's like, oh, you gotten stronger while you been away. Luigi, you gotten so much stronger.
Oh, yeah, because they got the wolf boy.
Yeah. Like, what's that? They got the wolf.
He think he on Lucci's level and everything.
He think he on Lucci's level and everything. Like, because Lucci like, hey, bro, if you really want to get active, let's get active. You saw they shadows turn into like big beasts and everything. Spencer's like, hey, calm that stuff down. And that like he said, as a reward, let me give y'all 2 devil fruit. So he gave the long nosed nigga of devil fruit and the shawty, what's in the secretary lady devil fruit. and after they ate it, was like, oh, this is disgusting. I mean, the
that
thing
was
is,
a bunch of nonsense. I don't even think they needed all that. But hey,
the thing is, every time somebody eats devil fruit, they say it's like just disgusting and everything. But like, what's saying they gave them that, so like they give devil fruit powers in addition to their already power like skills as far as they can walk on the sky and finger pistol and everything. But what's the name?
What's even funny, bro? When after like Lucci got dripped up, did you notice that his bird was wearing a fur coat too, bro? Like the long, I was just like, hey, yo,
it's the attention to detail. I'm like, his bird went from just kicking it as a regular pigeon, just like, nah, bro, I got my drip on too.
He had a whole fur coat on the side coming down. I was just like, all right, bro.
What pigeon got drip like this? I mean, hey, bro, that joke was hot. That joke was hyped. That like, so that happened, and that they were talking and everything. It's like, hey, welcome back to the squad and everything. You did great on your mission. You gonna make me look good and everything. Yes, sir. My man had the tie.
Look at the bird.
Drip. Look at the bird. My man got the drip.
Come on, man.
The bird had the drip and everything. So they hand Robin over. Spandam talks about like, yeah, we're gonna be great. It's gonna make me look so good to the Navy and all that. It's gonna boost me up and everything. I'm so proud of you guys, even though they weren't giving that man any respect. And then after that, like they were walking out. So what's saying Bluendo had noticed something. It's like, what's going on here? I feel like some stuff going on. Cause like what's saying Spandam was here. He heard Luffy had made it to Indy's lobby. But like, what's the name? A guy.
This is where Luffy introduces Gear 2, bro.
Wait, not yet. What's the name? Spandam heard Luffy got to Indy's lobby and everything, but he's like, what's in the guy on the phone told him like, how many people Luffy took out? And he said, the guy told him he's like, only 5. And then the phone got cut. I was like, only 5 people. Stop worried about it. And he hugged up the phone, and the guy like who was talking on the phone got knocked out. He's like, it was 500. That Luffy gets up, and we see him and Bluendo fight. And it's just, that's the first time. I mean, heck, the introduction.
This is what Luffy said. He said, ever since I fought Aokiji, I realized that I had to go a little bit beyond what I did before.
Yep.
And this man starts steaming. He turns pink, and I was just like, "Yo, hold on, what's going on? What is this?"
Here? Like you, and he does the when he does that pose, you know, shit's about to get real.
Where he puts his fist on the ground.
Down.
And then I just saw like his legs do that thing where it's like, boom. It did the pump.
Yeah.
And he said Gear 2. And then y'all know how it is when One Piece ends, to be continued. I was just like, oh nah, this is crazy. We how many episodes in, and this man just got a new gear, bro.
He just got a new gear. He was like Gear 2. I was like, you can tell that what's in inspiration behind that. That's usually why I got Steam, but yeah. Like Super Saiyan. That's like the inspiration behind that. But
I don't know about all that. You know, it's original.
To a degree, sir. But what's the name? What's the name? He fights Bluendo, and that Bluendo fight was decent and everything. Like, I remember he was fighting Bluendo and everything, and it was like one time it's like, I'm gonna hit him with my hardest punch in Gear 2, and then he hit him with it. Bluendo's like, I can take it. And then Bluendo he hit him with it, and that thing's like, oh damn, he took that shit. All right, bet I got something for you. Gear, then Bluendo passed down.
Well, it was so funny because it was a jet pistol too. He didn't even hit him. He didn't even hit him for it. He was just like, oh, and then Bluendo started smiling after he got hit.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, blood and everything came out of his eyes.
Like, he fell out. He's like, because he was about to go Gear 3. He's like, I was about to pull out Gear 3. I'm like, heck, it's all good.
You saw put that thumb up.
He was about to and everything. And then that happens, and after that, literally we have like that talk and everything. That we have like Robin's like that everybody gets there and everything. You see, like we got a comic scene right here and everything.
Everybody gets a
funny thing is like Frankie's falling from the building for some reason because he just got free. And that day he's like, Robin, do you want to live? And then she's like, yes. And then it's all hyped, and they all go there, hop through the joint and everything.
But let's take into account how everybody got a backstory. Everybody in the Straw Hats got a backstory.
Yeah.
They told Luffy, they told Zoro, Usopp, and Chopper, and I was just like, well, this must be serious for them to bring back a backstory for each of the characters.
Yeah, like they bring a backstory back from all that. And the thing is, like, this, I mean, only thing is about this is the second time they technically do this kind of story as far as it's a character's, but like I talked about this earlier in Arlong. Basically, it's a character story. Their history catches up to them. They leave the crew, and that Luffy says, hey, fuck all that. If we're saying you got a nigga who wants smoke, I got smoke with him too, and you still my nigga and everything. And then Luffy goes in there, beats that nigga ass, and then after that we good. And that's literally what happened again here. But like what's saying, like I said, it's in a different way and everything. I mean, it's good. It's like what's saying, because my thing is CP9 is not like the official people who are like they're after her, but it's not like the individual people. Like the person who started this shit was Spandam himself, because like his father is the one who ran the Buster Call, and then speaking that we get to the individual fights and everything. So basically,
who do you want to talk about first? Actually, can we tie in back with Sanji where we left off with like how your boy is just
like we'll talk about I just want to get this one brief quick one out the way. Like the
go ahead.
We have the I forget
whose do you want to do?
It's the what's that? Like, I'm just gonna get the quick one out the way real quick. The chopper that what's that one animal nigga fight.
Chopper.
Yeah. Like what's saying, Chopper was fighting that one, like it was this one dude who was like a big ass like white lion or whatever with the stick and everything.
With the hair?
Yeah, with the hair and everything.
Oy.
Oh yeah, oy. Like that literally.
I actually messed with that, bro.
It was like what's saying, literally he was fighting him. He locked him in the refrigerator. That day he got out of the refrigerator. Then after that, he's like he ate all the food. And then that day he's like, look at this. I can absorb it all. Then I can put it back. Then absorb it all.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was just like, why is he doing that? Why is he showing him that?
Not because Chopper kept asking him to do that shit and everything. That like Chopper was fighting the guy, and like what's saying is like, oh damn, I ain't got nothing left. Fucking monster punch. And after that, boom, that's the end of the fight. He's like, you would not play with me. And Chopper smashed that nigga down.
Yeah. Chopper
lost control, and then let's something to get over that fight, because that fight was quick and everything and all that. I mean, he lost control.
He knocked that boy out.
We knocked that boy out, but we'll fall back into where Chopper's doing in a little bit. Let's talk about fucking Sanji. Bro, now
his original opponent was supposed to be Khalifa.
Yeah.
Who was the woman
with the soap fruit?
With the soap fruit. I won't even lie. She got a cool devil fruit. She can use that to her advantage. But my thing is just like Sanji, bro, you blow me, bro. You truly just.
We talked about this earlier. Like he like the main thing is when it's a fight. Like what's saying, Sanji's are like, okay, chivalry's cool in real life and everything. Yes. But the thing is with him, he takes this strength too far. Like literally, you're in a fight with a woman who wants to kill you, murder you, doing nothing but bad and all that other stuff. He's still here like, I cannot ever raise myself to hit a woman and everything. I can't kick you and everything and all that. And then literally gets his ass beat, turned into a little soap puppet and everything and all that. And that's when like Nami sees him downstairs and everything. Also, I forgot to mention all the CP9, like what's saying, like Lucci, Spandam, and
how Luffy and how Sanji felt 8 stories down and smashed into the ground, and Nami was just like, "Bruh, what happened?"
That's what I'm saying.
She was like,
you see him
literally. She was like,
what the hell happened? Because like you see the way he looked and everything, you think like, is this really even Sanji? He's like a soap doll or whatever.
He looked like a doll.
He looked like a doll, but like what I forgot to mention is like all the like we're saying basically Robin had on Sea Prism's handcuffs and everything, and all CP9 people were given a key. Like one of them's on the real key and everything. Everything else is fake. But what's the name? Basically, they were given the key to her handcuffs. Like what's a fake key to her handcuffs and everything. About that. But what's the name? Funny enough, they were looking for that and everything, and then what's it? Not Zoro. Fucking Usopp Sniper King, whatever you want to call the nigga, accidentally puts the joint on him and Zoro, and they stuck together and everything. So Zoro uses him as a sword, as far as like, okay, you hold my sword, I'm gonna use your shit here, and we're gonna be cool. So, what's the name? But that's what happens with that. So back to the Nami thing. She gets there, she goes up there, fights the lady and everything, and she's using the. I mean, at first she's getting worked a little bit. I'll be honest, Nami take a little bit of work, but she bounced back and everything. Is able to use her like a little staff and everything and all that to get the soap off her.
She puts up she puts up a fight, and I like what
she bounced back and gets the W though. She bounced back at the W.
She did. I'm still on Sanji's case, honestly, because this man literally, he took a real beat down. You had an assigned opponent, and you literally, this man fell like at least 10 or 15 stories down. And Nami, the funny thing about this is the funny part. Nami is walking casually through this building too, and then it's just boom. And then she's like, "What the fuck was that?" She looks down and she's just like, and then she looks up at Khalifa, and then she's just like, "What? You didn't hit her because she's a woman, bro." Sanji, it
be shit like that get me like upset. And that like, but still, that happened. Then the next fight I want to talk about is Frankie versus the Shapapa guy and everything. And then I mean, that was a decent fight and everything. Like they were going back and forth, and after that, like what had happened? That was before the Chopper thing. Like Chopper had to give him cola and everything. After he got his cola, he beat that nigga ass. That he tried to drown.
I like Frankie's theme music.
Be honest with you, I prefer him in dub than sub because the what's name be getting annoying to me.
Really? Honestly, Super! To be honest, whenever I hear his sub, I actually I hear his dub because I listened to his dub version at first, so I have no choice but to hear it in my head even when I'm reading the subtitles. So,
but I'm talking it's just
I'm used to his sub voice, honestly.
It's like what's name is like it's a bit super, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is
his
this?
Voice is too light, right? It's like super.
I'm like, bro, he too big.
Voice actor. If you see his sub voice actor, bro, he looks exactly like him, bro.
That'd be funny. Bro, I mean, hey, bro, like what's the name? Like he tries to beat that guy. Like the guy tries to drown him and everything, but at that he gets back on the island because he grabs him and everything, makes them both go on the thing, and that he used this thing to slam him into the ground, and that he gets over there at the tail end of Nami's fight, and that they see Chopper going on a rampage and everything, and that's when they like Frankie. Yeah, that's when Frankie does a little what's the name joint and blasts Chopper off the building, and that goes after.
Oh, Kudo burst.
Yeah, it does the Kudo burst, blast Chopper and Monster Point off the building, and that so Chopper can go back to his normal form in the water and everything, and that he saves Chopper. Then we get after then they get the key, and that they free Zoro and Sanji and Zoro and Usopp from each other. Usopp just gets work quickly because Usopp's Usopp. And then
who does he fight again?
The dog nigga.
Oh yeah, he got whooped.
He got whooped quickly. After that, like Sanji comes in, and this is the first time we see Diablo Jamba and everything. And that he can't.
Sanji.
Yeah, Sanji hits that way with that Diablo Jamba.
When he did that, I was just like, okay.
I was like,
I see you, Sanji.
Okay, so like this almost makes up for the bullshit you just went through and you just did. This almost makes up for it. Not fully.
This is Frankie's his sub voice actor.
Yeah, he do look like that nigga.
And it's so crazy. I was like, bro, you have his hair. And this is Brooks. Crazy. And I'm just like, okay. But yeah.
But like literally that shit happens and everything. And I'm just like,
when I saw Sanji pull out the
Diablo Jamba.
I was like, man.
Ooh, he got the flaming foot and everything. So that happens. And then after that, like, so that happens. That's we had the finished fight between Zoro and the giraffe nigga, and he sliced that nigga up, and that shit was like cool. It was like, hey. And I like how much he had to pull out for that one. Like he pulled out the 9-person beast and everything. Yeah,
and then he made the whirlwind and he cut for.
Yeah, like what's name? Because like that guy was also a swordman too. Because like they caught them slipping in Water 7 at the end when they had to build him and everything.
That's true.
So he's like he got him back. But like that like literally after he beat him and everything's like he told him like remember the blonde haired dude with the rope from the shipwrights?
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, if you ever see him again, he's like, hey, I got a thing to tell you from your boss. fired. I was like, hey,
I remember he was like, listen, when you meet up with them, tell them one thing. They're fired.
And after that, let's say Zoro said that, she was like, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. So let's say meanwhile, Spandam, Lucci, and Robin are making their way to the ship that let's say Spandam's trying to get on and everything, while Luffy finds a little way, like the little girl helps him find the way and everything. He's like, hey, how we gonna get through this? All right, back up. And at that, we don't see it on camera. Like we just see it in the shadow and everything. We just see we hear him do his gear 3 there, but that we see Luffy again. He's like a tiny size thing, which
and then the little girl that he's with,
she's like, oh my god,
he just like bust down the dang door.
Yeah, it's like she's like, oh my god, he got all big, then he got all small. It was so
like,
crazy.
why are you so small now?
It's like, oh, it's a drawback. And I was like, I mean, it's funny, it's goofy. I mean, my thing is, it's crazy enough because like after time skip, he gets that under wraps. But the funny thing is, he still technically has that for Gear 4.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's like we're getting ahead of ourselves, bro.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but basically, yeah.
But Gear 4, yeah, it tires him out, but I mean, we getting ahead of ourselves, bro.
Yeah, that's a different story. But anyways, yeah, he gets over there. We get over there and everything, and after that, we get to the place and everything. Lucci's like, hey. Well, like, hey, I don't care if they beat everybody else. You stay here. And then the Lucci's like, bruh, I handle it.
And they meet up, bro. Let's talk about Lucci's backstory, bro. Yeah. This man was 13 years old when he joined the Marines or the Navy or world government. He has a tattoo of the world government joint on his back and everything. They sent him in to take out the pirates and everything on an island, bro. He was only Bro,
he was only a child, bro. He wasn't even that old.
Went in there, and after they sent him in, and the Marines came in, bro. It was just a big bloodbath everywhere, all over the ship. Mm-hmm. He was dead. Everyone was dead, and he was just sitting on the pirates. He was sitting on the pirates' throne inside the ship. He was like, "That's it," and I was just like, at that age,
yeah, man, he been on that Black Air Force energy since that young, bro. He been there since that young, and that man was on it. After that, like, I mean, hey, bro, that we see him, he's in the thing. He's like, I'm not gonna let you guys get by. And at that, like, him and Luffy are just running the fade and all that other stuff. And after that, like what's saying, like, well, like they doing that he makes a good opening so Frankie can get by. Frankie gets by and everything. That Robin's trying to get away from Spandam, and that like he's like, what's saying, he's trying to talk on a little thing. Then lo and behold, the dumbass pulls out the wrong snail, which in One Piece universe, they talk through snails. They're called Mushis, which is basically little things. Which, I mean, to me, they're funny. It's like,
I love that. I remember when I was reading the manga, every time they would do it, I would say,
I would hear that shit too.
I would hear it. And I one time did it out loud, and my girl was looking, she's like, what did you just do? I was like, oh, you wouldn't understand. I love the snails, bro. I love the
snails. But what's say he accidentally didn't pull the right snail. That was the Buster Call snail and pulled that bitch. He's like, oh damn, I enacted the Buster Call. And then funny enough,
here's the thing. I don't even mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I just need to say this, bro. This is just really gonna be brief. Spandam is a high-level director. He's a director, but he is an idiot, bro.
Yep.
He is an idiot. Go ahead, bro.
Like what's saying I'm wrong. He's basically like, if y'all remember Helmeppo from the beginning of the show, imagine him but worse. That's basically Spandam. Like
he might just be the same.
I mean, Helmeppo like was bad. I feel like Spandam is worse. Like the fact that you're happy that your father pulled this act on an island, and then after that you have that same power and you like, yeah, I can do this anytime. I believe this and this. And I was like, bro, he's just like worse and everything on that aspect. And after that, like, to be honest, when he kept hitting Robin, I'm like, first of all, you're hitting a woman.
He is so wild, bro.
He would just straight clock shotty straight in the face, backhand and everything. And I'm just like,
he was striking her, bro. Like he was striking her, like
striking her straight in the face.
I'm like, her out, and I'm just like, bro.
Like, first of all, she
can't even defend
herself. She has first of all, Sea Prince was so she can't use her Endeavor Fruit, and on top of that, she's right there. You can't do anything about it. You're literally striking a woman in the face who is bound to can't do anything, and you feel high and mighty about that shit. That's some bitch shit,
bro. And the thing is, I go back to the fact that she has C Prism Stone on. She is. It's already bad enough she's handcuffed, but she has C Prism Stone, so she can't even move or do like her devil fruit or anything. And you're just whooping on her, bro. This lady has never even done anything to you, but just literally run from like your terrorism and your father's terrorism, and you just are whooping on her like she has done nothing to you, bro.
Nothing. Like literally, he did that and everything, and that's like that was the part. It was like, I mean, he's just trash. He's just trash. So we get back to the Lucci fight and everything, and at that, like Lucci steps it up a second. He goes into his own fruit and everything, and after that, Luffy's going to Gear-2, and they is running that mother loving face.
Let's just say this. I want to bring up. So right here, I want to go back to. I want to do a quick flashback. Like this is another man. We're going back at it, head to head, neck and neck.
Yep.
This kind of took me back to Arlong Park.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because again, so much emotion, so much back and forth, bro. Yeah. Like so much guts and everything. Like Arlong was crazy. Don't get me wrong, but this Lucci man, he pushed Luffy to the brink, bro. Like, and he had like some little power where it was like the impact dials on Sky Pia, where he was.
That was like, like, cause I remember he wrapped Luffy up and everything and hit him with the joint, and we think it's over for Luffy and everything. And at that, like, you hear Usopp like, "No, we didn't come this far to give up." It's like, that's right. And he gets back on his feet, and he's sitting there. You know, this man is drained. He's already used Gear 2 already. He's already used the Gear 3 and drained himself down. He sits here, says, "I don't care." Goes Gear 2 again, and then after that,
gun, man.
That's the first time we see is like he's sitting there. And you see him just wailing on Lucci to the point Lucci is engraved into the wall and then punches him through the wall and keeps going and everything. And it's just, you feel like that emotion, that rawness and everything.
Thing, though, he already used Gear 3 and punched Lucci out of the building onto one of the, and that's one of the Navy ships. Because you ain't even that's embarrassing enough for Lucci because you ain't never been touched before. You ain't never been whooped. He gets whooped. And he literally hits the ship and he's like on his back and everything. I'm like, damn, boy. He gets back up, moonwalks back up there, and then gets wailed on, and that's it. Man.
Yeah, like what's saying, because like literally Luffy was like, he hits Luffy into a wall and he's a child, like what's in this little small state. Luffy gets free. All right, cool. I'm out. Not that, like literally he was like, all right, I'm ducking and dodging. He hits Lucci, and that Lucci's like about to do his little attack and everything. So I'm not trying to hit that. We get hit with that. Lucci automatically, uses this thing, wraps Luffy up and hits him with it. And then we think it's over. And then Luffy gets back up and he just lets it all out against him. It's like I said, not since Arlong Park have we seen Luffy go that hard.
And I was just about to say that. We haven't seen like a neck and neck fight just like that since Arlong Park. And that's why Arlong Park is just so significant. Like, I think, like, after Arlong Park, we didn't get like another solid battle like that until like Lucci, for real.
Like, what's saying? Like, my thing is with Crocodile was cool. Crocodile was cool. It was more strategic, and it was like, okay, yeah, he's putting everything he got in this, but it wasn't like that. This is like, you see Luffy putting it all out there, like so much to a point that he put it so much out there that he couldn't even move.
And another thing was just, this is the part where Luffy, he lost his sandals and everything. This boy, Lucci beat the sandals off of Luffy, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like he pushed that man to the brink. Like literally, like, he had pushed that man that far, and it's like literally they just had got that. They saved Robin. Like what's saying, Frankie had freed her from Spandam and everything. That what's saying, unfortunately, Buster Calls here and everything, and what they're trying to do, they're trying to get out is like, hey, yo, bro, I can't move my body. Because like literally he had just drained himself to that level. And like I remember I said this in the chat. To me, it's plot BS. We all know what plot BS is and everything. But out of nowhere, for some reason, everybody can jump out down to the ground, down into the water. well, not into the water, but below them is the Going Merry, which out of nowhere just floated over to Enies Lobby and is there to save the day. And they ride out on the joint and they get free. And I'm just like,
chill, power of friendship, bro. Chill, chill, bro. Power of friendship.
My behind, but I'ma let it like in the words, of Berlizzi, I'ma let it slide.
But yeah,
I'm gonna let it slide, and that's the end of Enies Lobby and everything. Yeah. They got Robin; she's officially joined the crew and everything. It's all good.
Officially now.
Officially, and we're all. I mean, no, she officially joined the crew before, but like she's back with the crew now.
Yeah.
And that like everybody's all happy, and then boom, 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 bam. We get back to Water 7. They're treated like heroes. They give them food and everything and all that. And then boom, Grandpa pulls up.
Yeah. So and I've noticed like this was kind of a little pattern that they kind of did where whenever like they whoop the bad guys, like the bad guys ass in like these joints, they're basically chilling in the city like it's nothing. They did it literally in Alabasta. They were chilling in the King's Palace. And I remember the guards and the Marines was like, we know they're in there. Because they were just like, we're not holding them in here, bro. Chill out. And then they literally walk past them and they're like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm like, oh, how you doing? And they go inside the palace again. I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, my thing is like they just because they're pirates, but my thing is they saved the town. That's literally what they did. They just saved the town from the tyranny that they were facing and everything and all that other stuff. That literally that's your job as the Navy to do, but either don't do because you're shook because this guy has a high bounty, or because he's a warlord. Hey, well, we're just going to turn the other eye or whatever. And at that, or hey, well, he's an emperor, this and this. My thing is, this is your, like, that's what, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but Fujitora says this shit in Dressrosa. It's like, isn't this our job to keep protect the innocent, to save them from shit like this and everything? Yet we're allowing this shit to go on with the warlords and all these other pirates and everything. Yet we're all like, all these people. The reason why Straw Hats are getting all this acclaim and everything is because they're saving these towns, they're saving the innocent and the folk. Yet our job as the Navy is to do that. Yet we're not doing that. How is this so blind to you? Yet I can see this, and I'm blind.
I'm blind.
And that's
Fujitora says it.
That's Fujitora says it.
That's why Fujitora is a goat right there.
He's a goat.
And like, we are getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But basically, that's how Enies Lobby ends.
And what's in this is the post Enies Lobby arc and everything. Basically we meet Grandpa. He comes in, he's like, hey, you know your grandpa, your father's revolutionary, right?
Mm-hmm. First of all, this is the first time we even find out that Garp is Luffy's grandfather. Which is...
Yeah, this is the first time we find out Garp is Luffy's grandfather. So it's like, wait, the guy who wants to be king of the pirates, his grandfather is a vice admiral of the Navy. How the fuck did that happen? Then his father's a revolutionary. Get more Luffy's background and everything. And it's crazy because, like, my thing is, the only thing we've heard from Luffy's background is that we have his brother named Ace and everything. And we don't. That's it.
At this part, we still believe that Ace is
like his blood brother.
So yeah,
and that like literally. So like, only thing is that we hear, oh, this is a Monkey D. Like, what's his name? Like his grandfather's Monkey D. Garp. He's a vice admiral of the Navy, and he's like a hero in the Navy as far as like, oh, he's like one of the greatest Navy people ever and everything for his exploits. Also, we see some familiar faces that we haven't seen since East Blue, which is Kobe and Helmeppo. They both joined the Navy and everything. Kobe got a little bit more step up in the gang, got a little bit more.
Kobe doesn't have that weird little round
face and everything. He's grown up a little bit. I'm happy to see it and everything. Gart, what's the name? Is sitting there, like, oh yeah, I heard you met your old man and everything. When I meet my father?
Oh, we would say it like that, like he knows his dad, bro. He was just
when you
met your dad, Luffy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like when did I meet him? In Longtown. Who's my dad? Monkey D. Dragon. Monk, and then everybody else is like,
everybody in the room.
Everybody in the room is like, Monkey D. Dragon is your father? It's like, oh. Then that like literally like Luffy's like, who's that? That Garp's like, ooh, shouldn't have said that. Just forget I said it, whatever. And then after that, literally, like they're like, wait. Then it's like, who is Monkey D? Like Rufus like, wait, who's Dragon? It's like he's the leader of the revolution. He's like the most wanted person on the fucking planet. That's your father. And it's like everybody's like, bro, your family, I don't know what the hell y'all on and everything. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it was that ending was so it was so much doors that opened in Water 7 that was crazy. Like we found out that the dude who blew, and here's the thing though, I was gonna say something. Well, one, I think his devil fruit power, Monkey D. Dragon, is wind, I believe.
Or lightning. You never know.
I mean, that was a no, though. I don't know if two people can have the same thing, though. I'm not sure.
It might be a variant. You never know, because like my thing is, you have flame and then you have magma.
That's true. That's very true. I was thinking, though, that's the crazy thing. Sometimes they have one that like cold, and sometimes like Oda just be coming with some off the wall like ones. I'm gonna bring up one later when we get there, but.
Yeah, like that's literally like that's Eni's lobby. Like what's saying is like, hey, I'm not gonna arrest you, whatever. Y'all can heal up and everything.
Oh, and
cool.
Usopp comes back.
Well, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So, meanwhile, two things happen in the meantime, before the Straw Hat Gang gets ready to leave. Now, the first thing is that we get our introduction into seeing Whitebeard for the first time. Shanks, we see Shanks. He walks on what's the name ship and everything, and niggas just start passing out left and right and everything. And then we like, wait, why is niggas just passing out left and right and everything? And Mark was like, oh, that's Conqueror's Hockey. If you have Conqueror's Hockey, all weak minded individuals in the vicinity get knocked the fuck out. He
walked onto the ship and the ship was cracking. Was literally cracking. All he was doing was just walking on there with some alcohol, man.
Yeah, like what's saying? He brought the joint. He's like, hey, bro. It's like he's in there. It's like then Marco was like literally he's walking on the ship. Like, oh, hey, Marco. It's like literally. And then Marco's like, hey, man, hey yourself, bro. You could have calmed down off that shit and everything, knocking all our men out and everything. Then,
I don't even know if he meant to do that. I felt like
he meant to do that. He meant to do that. He meant to do that. So
you think so?
Conqueror's Hockey, like what's saying, like if you can't control it, yeah. But my thing is, Shanks is a grown ass man, and I feel like he meant to step on that ship to say, "Hey, yo, we need to talk, my nigga," to Whitebeard. And like, only thing is because like, I mean, my thing is you'll learn about this later. Funny thing is, Marco's older than Shanks.
Oh well,
yeah, you'll see that later. You'll see that later.
I did get to a part where.
Yeah.
How far are we going up to this in here?
We're gonna talk about the tip of Wano because I'm not trying to spoil you.
Cool.
And after that, like, what's the name? Like, what's it? Let me know. Like, when we get to Wano, I'm gonna let you talk. And at that, what's it? Well, I'm gonna stop at whatever part you're at. And after that, I'll say some tease, but no spoilers for that because I don't want to spoil you and everything.
All right, bet. Because I don't know if you're talking about the part where it's like because I know Marco is old only because of how like when we get there, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But anyway, it's like what's him? He gets there, he talks to Whitebeard, he gives him like some alcohol and everything, like, oh, it's the sake and everything. So why'd you come to talk to me in red hair and all that? It's like, what's that? And then he's like, I've been meaning to ask you how you got to how you lost your arms. Like, hey man, I've heard different stories and everything and all that and everything. I wanted to ask you. It was like, oh, I lost it saving, like you said, I lost it back in East Blue. And we all know how he lost it and everything. But then he said, but this, like he showed a little scratch across his face. This was done by one of your team members and shit. And that's the nigga that you sent Ace after. It's like, hey man, he disrespected the family. He killed one of my peoples. Ace is just avenging the respect of one of his brothers and everything. Hey man, tell Ace to be wary of that nigga because bro, this wasn't because I was being careless. It's because that nigga is the problem. And he's like, hey bro, I can't do nothing about it. He already gone.
And you know, man.
And that like they
that
throw
part really Go ahead.
They throw their blade, like what's saying, like they pull out their blades, they clash.
I know what you're about to say.
Heavens themselves split, which lets you know
sky splits.
Lets you know the power of a Yonko, aka an emperor. Like you think this is how you know we are stepping. Like when you see this stuff here, this is how you know the level we have been playing with as far as powers of all the bad guys we played with before. You thought Inaru was a nigga not to play with. Bro. Inaru don't come close to the tip of the iceberg of the powers the niggas we are about to get into.
Imagine a dude that all you got to do is just like literally clash swords. Not even start. They haven't even started
a fight. They weren't even go. It's not like they were going
sky,
heavy.
The clouds split in half right there, bro. And that's the crazy thing. When Shanks said, "Oh yeah, I didn't have my guard down or anything."
Yeah, I didn't need this carelessly.
And at that point in the story, I didn't think too much about it. But when we carried further along, and then I came back, I was like, "Hey, hold up a minute now."
Yeah.
You said your guard wasn't down. Nah. But even at that, it's just like, look at the stuff that Shanks does, bro. Like how he just came onto the ship. Or even the fact back at the romance side, it's like he goes up against the Sea King and drives him off, bro.
Yeah.
Look, and you say that this newbie, basically Blackbeard, did that to you, bro?
Yeah, like
I don't want it. That throws me off.
It throws you off, and then it leads straight into what else happened during the post Ennis lobby. Ace finally comes up on Fool and everything and all that. And at that, like they're out here.
You and I actually never talked about this one.
Like
Ace and Blackbeard.
We haven't. Shit. It was like what's saying. Basically, Ace was fighting the man and everything, and at that, like what's saying, he's throwing attacks in the back. He's like Don't wrong. He can't eat them joints.
He was like
yeah, like he can't eat them joints. He'll take the damage. But my thing is, basically, his devil fruit. Like what's saying, that's the devil fruit that he killed a crew member on Whitebeard's ship for. It allows him the power of gravity. That's the first thing. So what's him? He can attract you to him. On top of that,
he can nullify your fruit.
Yeah,
but it's like his body is just I don't know.
Like what's saying? It doesn't like his devil fruit power has not yet to be fully seen. So the power we've seen so far in this fight, he is the power of gravity. So basically he can pull you to you. And also on top of that, if he touches you, he nullifies your devil fruit power. So that means which is wild. So that means basically anybody he gets against, he can pull you to him and then after that hold you down and wail on you or have his people run through you and everything and then kill you. And after that, you're what's saying your devil fruit, you can't use your devil fruit power against him because he has that and everything.
I think that's just the tip of the iceberg, though.
That's just the tip of the iceberg because of what happens in the arc after this arc. Because we're saying next arc is Thriller Bark, but the arc after this arc is Summit War, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Because right here on this fight with Ace and with Ace and Whitebeard was just
Blackbeard,
Blackbeard, and they clashed against each other. It was literally light versus dark.
It's like the fire and everything. You see on the island, like the thing goes up that high and everything. You see like the perfect symmetry and everything of both of their fire, and both the fire and the thing and all that, and they go against each other. And after that, you see the clash and say boom. And at that, you don't see who wins that fight. You just don't see anything else from that fight. Only thing is, we know Ace isn't doing well because when Luffy's basically, I'm like what's saying basically
Viva card.
Yeah, like what's saying the Viva card and everything. So basically, what happens is like we don't see this until like literally end of the arc. So basically, they get on the ship and everything, and at that, like what's saying, they're getting stuff together. Basically, they still what's saying the new bounties come out and everything. There's a bounty for Frankie now, and they're like, and then Frankie Fang's like, hey man, we gotta get our brother up off this island and everything because we don't want like what's him. He'll stay here to try to protect us, but he's gonna be wanted and everything. We don't want the island to get destroyed and him be the king because he will be hurt for that. So they steal his draws, which is still one of the dirtiest things because like this man is just running full spread eagle, balls and all, slanging through the whole town and everything while everybody's playing hot potato with his draws until they get to the Thousand Sunny and everything. And he's like, hey man, I'm not joining your crew, so stop. Just give me my drawers back. Like, no.
And then
Robin wild out for that. Like she uses her ability, which I mean, hey, Robin's ability, she can pull arms out of nowhere and everything. She uses her ability to make arms on Frankie's leg and pull his balls and down and everything. Like, hey, join our crew. And then everyone's like, oh my, like what's saying? It's to pull his balls and his dick. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, they don't show that, which I'm glad they don't, because I'm like, bro, you gonna take us to a new well. We don't need to see that shit. But what's saying he does that shit and everything, and after that, like he's crying. But the funny thing is, she only did that once, and then he kept capping him like he kept doing that shit. She kept doing it, but it was like he was sad about leaving and everything. And at the iceberg, like, no, leave, nigga. You know you want to. This is your ship. You built it. This is the ship you've been dreaming about.
You built it, and it's your dream.
It's your dream. So yeah, and after that, like after all that, they finally get convinced and they hop on the ship. It's time to go. Cool. Until like what's name is because Zoro and Sanji hop on and say, "Hey man, the Navy's coming. They come and get us." And then Garp say, "Hey, I'm taking you guys down." And then literally Garp is sitting here.
Garp is just like throwing cannonballs.
Like that's how you know they whole family different. His grandfather, who was like at this time, I'll say 60,
no devil fruit,
67 years old, no devil fruit at all. Bare hand with cannonballs, throwing them stronger than
throwing
cannons.
them up like they're tennis balls or something. He's just like
you would think they're like tennis balls, and that is just slinging them joints faster and stronger than cannonballs at their ship.
And the crazy thing is, like, he's throwing them up in the air, just like let me see if I still got it. And I'm just like, that's a cannonball.
That's a cannonball.
And he's just tossing it, and then he throws a big giant one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So what's the name? They get on the joint, they barely get out and everything, and boom, like what's the name on the ship? They're like, all right, yeah, we got new members and everything. Like what's the name? We got this. Well, on the way, before I forget this part, on the way while they're leaving and everything, trying to escape the thing, Usopp's not on the thing and all that because like what's the name?
Oh yeah.
Because basically what happened was like what's it? Luffy was like, yeah, I'm okay with them coming back. Or Zoro's like, no, don't play that.
No, listen. And you know what? I'm happy that Zoro
said, hey, don't play that shit, bro. Because like, first of all, you the captain. Your word is law. If he ain't want to be with the shit, he shouldn't be with the shit. So unless he apologize and say, hey, yo, I was wrong about that shit, he can't come back. And Zoro was like, then I was like, bro, that's some real nigga shit.
I was happy when Zoro said that because he was like, if you let that man come back, you do that, I'm the next one walking up this shit.
Because like, bro, it's about respect and everything. Because my thing is, they're all nice people. Luffy's just a nice, simple-minded guy and everything. But at the same time, it's like you got to worry about respect and everything and let niggas play you.
Heard what Zoro said too. He was just like, I get it. We're all a goofy pack and we joke around a lot. And I was like, oh dang, he brought that up.
Like we are, but like my thing is, you just can't let that shit slide and everything. It's like if he tries to joke around and all that other stuff, like no, we can't let that shit slide. Like he has to be out there. So like what's saying? First of all, they're already trying to run away from Garp, throwing fucking cannonballs and shit by hand. And that he finally gets down there, like, hey, come on guys, I know you miss me.
And Sanji,
and he was like,
and Sanji was in the brig, and he was like, I agree with him.
Yeah, I agree.
And him and Sanji usually never really agree.
They didn't agree on anything. Like what's saying? Like literally, it's like they just said that and everything. So heck, they on the ship and everything. And that they're like, hey, they don't like what's saying? Literally, he out here because like on the way, Usopp's still playing like his little games. Like, oh my god, I mean, heck, bro, hey man, I forgive y'all for leaving me and all that and everything. Yeah, man, I'll be your second mate and all that other stuff. They're like, hey guys, your family, hey,
I forgive y'all, man.
I forgive.
They should have kept rolling.
No, they first of all, they ain't paying no mind until he's like, I'm sorry, I fucked up, my bad. And then after that, then Luffy stretches his hand all the way out there, pulls him over there, and they hug each other and they cry, and then they finally get the fuck on because like what's saying like Frankie's like, all right, we got everybody. All right, watch this shit. We can fly now. And then boom, the shit flies.
Part of me still is like they should have left Usopp for that disrespect.
I mean, heck, bro, they should have left him, but my thing is heck, he apologized. And
nah, bro.
I mean, my thing is heck, bro, fuck nigga shit. I mean, you show who you are, want to go and get stuff, bro.
Like, don't ever disrespect your captain, bro.
That's your like literally that's game, bro.
And this is what I said to Chris one day. I was just like, listen, man, because Chris hit me up too. And he was like, yeah.
I mean, they forgave him, but like, I was like, bro, it shouldn't have got there to begin with. Because my thing is,
it should not get to a point where you feel as though you got to challenge your captain and do all that. It shouldn't get to a point. And on top of that, bro, don't be disrespectful. Come down to the island and be like, I forgive y'all and everything. Like,
I know, like on some jokes.
That's even more disrespect.
Like, my thing is, because first of all, you cross the line and everything. You want to do all this shit and everything and call me out on some bullshit. Then at that, trying to joke about that shit later on. And I'm like, I can't fuck with that type of shit. I just really can't. I can't fuck with that shit. Like, if you do that shit in real life, I just can't fuck with you. Like, that's just some shit I can't fuck with. But I mean, he apologized. They forgave him. Blah blah blah. They get out of here. They fly away, and that's the end of Water 7. So
you could tell that Zoro was still pissed. He was just like, y'all idiots, man.
I mean, heck, bro, like it was whatever, but like my thing is, heck, he's the captain. He did follow the thing, say I'm sorry and everything. I'm like, nah, nigga, kiss my shoes, then come back. But
yeah, because he was still playing on the beach, man. He was still playing games.
He was playing games. My thing is, they weren't paying no mind while he was playing games until he finally got serious and said that shit. I was like, yeah, we ain't hearing you to other stuff, but like, yeah, because they were sailing off and everything. But yeah, but I mean, as far as me, just to break everything down, it's Ennie's, what's in Ennie's lobby, Water 7, post Ennie's, then long, whatever.
Ennie's, post Ennie's,
Water 7?
Ennie.
So you want?
My bad.
So what's saying this is Ennie's, post Ennie's, Water 7, and long line.
So
mine's is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So for me, it's gonna be Ennie's.
So
Water
Ennie's,
7.
Water 7.
And then after Ennie's.
Post Ennie's, and then, so yeah, same as me. All right.
Cool, same thing.
Yeah, because we ain't gotta discuss that. So
yeah, not really.